All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to work with dates, one of my favorite superfoods. We are going to create a gluten-free oat square, which as a kid, someone might have called matrimonial square. And as a kid, if you were like me, you hated it and were really unhappy when your grandma brought it over. But since I've changed the way I eat, I absolutely love it. And then we're gonna do a date brownie as well, which is to die for. And I'm just realizing that both of these recipes are gluten-free. So if you've got gluten-free aunts like I do, it's a good thing to go with. So for our second recipe, we're gonna make a date brownie. Now this brownie is so good and so good for you that I lost the recipe, and the reason I could find it was because I've emailed it to so many people. I just had to look it up in my email. So we're gonna double this recipe as well. Mostly because you wanna have a mouthful of something when you're eating something, especially if it's yummy. So we're gonna do 2 cups of dates. Let's put the knives in first. There's our 2 cups of dates. And then it wants 3/4 cup of hot water. And again, that's to soften the dates. So let's use date juice. And also, I'm only gonna put that 3/4 cups in. And we can add more after if we need to. So I've got some almond flour that I have just blitzed some almonds in my blender. And I want to do 3/4 2 times. Now I'm pretty sure you could use any nut flour. You could use a regular flour if you wanted, but I like to make these gluten-free. And then cocoa powder. So we want 1 cup or 1/2 cup twice of cocoa powder. This comes together so easy. So if you've got company coming over, throw it in the oven when you put your pot of coffee on. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So that'll be 1 full teaspoon, seeing how we're doubling. And it does want some sweetener. I'm gonna use honey. I'm gonna use a dab of honey. I'm not a sweet person. I'd rather eat a bag of potato chips than a cookie. And we've also used the date syrup as the water, so I think that this is going to be really sweet. So if I was doing it again, I probably wouldn't put that in at all. And then we want some vanilla extract. It says 2 teaspoons. So that's 4 teaspoons altogether. And a pinch of salt. And then we're gonna blend this and bake it but I'm doubling, so I'm gonna do 2 pinches. All right. So we are gonna wanna give this one a bit of a scrape because we have so much more dry ingredients in this, whereas before it was just really the dates, right? So I'm just gonna, oh, it smells so chocolatey. Whoop. I'm just gonna scrape down the top. Get that back in. But I like the density of it, so I'm not feeling that it needs, you'll see it when I pour it out. I don't think it needs any more liquid. All that cocoa stuck on the nibby bit. It's not gonna be in our brownie. So that's what it looks like. So I've got a little bit of a smaller pan than our other square because I like it deep. It's very challenging to get these blades out, but you can see the density of this fudgy batter. Get my blades out now. It's like slurped right in there. If somebody knows a better way to do this, please write to me. There we go. Great. It's slippery and heavy. Challenging. We don't want me to cut myself. It's a bad thing to do when you're working in the kitchen. Try to save some of this batter that's all stuck in there. Very slippery. All right, that's probably as good as I can get. I hate wasting it. I saw a meme the other day and it said, good moms let the kids lick the blender, great moms stop it first. I thought that was hilarious. So I'm just gonna get myself a spoon so that I can smooth that out better. I need to invest in an offset spatula. So you can see that this is about an inch and a half deep, which makes for a really nice brownie. And you saw all the ingredients. There's nothing bad in here. You can eat it all. Okay. That is going in the oven with our other square. Let me just check time. This one says bake for 20 minutes. So because we've doubled the recipe and made it deeper, half an hour is probably good. All right, we'll be back. I'll set the timer. And we'll see you in 30 minutes. Later. Okay, welcome back. I've taken our squares out of the oven and they've been sitting for about 30-45 minutes because we want to let them cool a bit. So I'm just gonna run my knife down the side that doesn't have the parchment paper. And then we can lift it right out of that pan. Oh, and we'll slice it up and get it on our plate. It's so cakey and dense. No one will notice that it doesn't have any eggs and milk and butter and all that other stuff in it. Oh, and it smells so chocolatey. So I don't know if you can see just how cakey that is. It's still a bit warm. But we just couldn't wait. I'm gonna do half of this plate with the chocolate. My fabulous double recipe steak. Makes a big pile. Okay, now I'll just pop. I'm gonna make a small plate and take it upstairs to my folks. How about if I just try a crumb of it? Always surprises me how cakey it is, when really it was just a big pile of dates and some cocoa. So that's all I'm going to be able to fit onto our plate today. But try those recipes out. They're so full of fiber, so full of nutrients, and so good for you, and your family will really, really appreciate them. Thank you for hanging out. Give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe below, and we'll see you next week.